what's happened in that vacuum is we've seen families become looters in Rafah, and there's no counter to them. There's no police to call. And we've seen a decrease in aid really since June moving forward in the South. And a couple of weeks ago, we lost, I think, 109 of 119 trucks that we tried to move. We've kept negotiations going with the families, but yesterday we had assurances aid would be fine. We tried to move 5 trucks and they were all taken. So we've kind of reached a point where it makes no sense to continue to try to move aid if it's just going to be looted. We put the contracted drivers' health and lives at risk by continuing this. So we've had to pause, which is really, we were forced into this by the situation on the ground. And the pause just accurately reflects the reality that we're facing here every day. The last couple of weeks, there's been 2 different incidents at bakeries here in the South that people have died. And, that's unfortunately what we fear is going to happen moving forward if we aren't able to bring flour in at the scale needed. It makes people very nervous. It makes people scared for what's coming, and it makes people act in ways that they would not normally act. So, immediately we're trying to find solutions as we do. The more medium term, if we look at the integrated phase classification report that talked about famine, most of the population was in category 3 or 4 across Gaza. And my fear is that we could slip into a situation where there are pockets of famine in the South. And we talk about this often with the government of Israel, with COGAT. We also talk to member states trying to find a solution. For the international humanitarian community, we're not trying to dictate a solution. What we're saying is we need an environment that will enable us to function. And I think, we all continue to try to find solutions and to try to find a path forward. Because we all are here for the same thing, which is to respond to the humanitarian needs during the ongoing conflict. Israel is the only power in Gaza that can create the environment necessary for the international humanitarian community to respond appropriately. And that has been conveyed to them, and they have been active participants in trying to find solutions to the challenges that we face here on the ground. We're just very concerned about the possibility of famine impacting Gaza. We have 1.7 million people in the South. We know polio was present because we've done vaccination campaign. Hepatitis we know is present. E. coli is present. I've had it twice myself, as well as skin disease and upper respiratory disease. And famine's just not a lack of food. It's how that impacts, the lack of nutrition impacts your immune system. And the hospitals are not very robust at the moment. They're really hospitals in name only that do basic wound management, basic pain management. And, we're just very concerned what it means for the population if we're not able to bring aid in at the scale needed. And we all need to act now to find a solution to make that happen.